So in our journey talking about data mapping, let's move on to the next example, which is purely about employee onboarding and the personal information collected by HR. A small sample, HR has a lot more to do than just one single example that I could cover in this video. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you regularly see new content on data protection, data privacy, and DPDP Act 2023, and we are going to talk about the employee onboarding and HR data flow. Employee onboarding data flow, DPDP, is often seen as a customer-focused product, largely worried about protection of information of the customer, but that is incorrect. DPDP is about protecting personal information of any citizen of India being provided a service in digital format, even if the data was collected manually and digitized later, but in digital format. Employee data is internal and assumed to be safe. It is, and the employees trust you and you trust them. But then, what if it gets breached and they are harmed? They have mental fatigue or they have financial losses? Trust may continue, but losses do happen. HR processes collects large volumes of and a large variety also biometrics, health, all sensitive information. Multiple teams access the employee data. Data remains long even after the employment ends, right? At least for 2 to 5 years. I think in the PF itself says that minimum 2 years after the employee has quit. They take 2 to 3 months to transfer his provident fund to some other or his new or independent things. So therefore, the HR workflow is very, very critical for DPDP readiness. The data is collected during hiring and onboarding. The documents like emails, portals, forms, these are all the various ways how data comes in. Someone sends you the resume through email, right, or on your portal, job application. Stored in HR systems, stored on shared folder also. So we are beyond just a structured CRM here, right? Access is provided to respective people, HR, IT, finance, general managers, departmental heads, because people could be joining their departments. Data is shared across external vendors, payroll, taxation. So you might have your tax consultants involved, you might have a payroll involved, and the records are retained even after the exit of the employee, right? How data flow mapping happens? This is how it happens. Employee or a candidate gets into your HR system. How does he get into your HR system? Through the job portal, through emails, right? You receive a CV and you'll store it somewhere, either on your file server or in your database. So the same question again. When he's sending his information, when he's uploading his information, is it encrypted? Is it safe? Have you stored it safe? These four departments that I spoke about, the HR, the IT, the finance, and vendors, are they having access to their own specific set of candidates, their own team members whose performance they need to manage? The vendor who looks at this data, like the payroll vendor or the provident fund vendor, how are they accessing it? What all can they access it? For example, if someone has to calculate my provident fund, they need my name, my salary details. That's it. Maybe they would, of course, ideally, if they are my PF consultants, they'll have my PF number and UAN numbers and all those numbers, right? They don't need my address. Practically, they don't even need my phone number. Are these well deployed when the HR data is being collected and segregated as to who accesses what? That's something which is very, very important, and that is what DPDP wants you to take care of. Multiple lawful basis to apply to the employee data also. Consent is important. DPDP says under employment contract, you may not take the consent. I say when I issue an appointment letter, define your scope of service, define your emoluments, write that I'll pay you by 7th of every month. You acknowledge all those things. While it is not the polished consent that we talk of under DPDP, but I have taken the consent of transferring salary to you. Privacy consent adds on, and that I feel should be taken for internal employees also, as to how is their data going to be used. A proper privacy notice, they should be known, and they should, though mandatorily, agree that they are okay sharing this data with the provident fund vendors as well as with the tax team to calculate the taxes. Purpose limitation differs by different data category, and HR has If they are doing video surveillance, they have your face recognition. If there's a biometric attendance, they have your finger impression. So a lot of things over there. Retention periods may vary across records. Ex-employee data requires more active reviews than just employee data. HR data flow demands stronger governance than any other kind of data because of the variety of the information that is available with HR. So that's about an example of how HR's data flows into the organization and what all precautions DPDP thinks you should take. There's a complete video on employee HR with respect to DPDP on Udemy. Free course. I'll put the link over here. Go watch it. Share your feedback over there as well. And if you like my content, subscribe to my YouTube channel and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.